It works. Got some good stuff today. It's going to be quick, but I said I'd stream today, and so stream my shell. But it's good. Got some good stuff. I'm going to open up all my windows that we're going to walk through here. People used to take a little bit anyway to get in. Flashbanger. I love the emoji. It's so good. I forgot I uploaded that because nobody ever uses it. But it was funny at the time. Four-hour charts. The fuck out of here. Vibes. Vibes are good. Vibe check? Vibes are good. The amount of like Ethereum cope that was on the timeline, just out of control. But Ethereum's times now. Yeah, this looks like a flip down to me. They better hope. They had better hope, or else this shit could get real bad. I don't like to look at that. We'll talk about it. Line stupid. All right. No, my Telegram channel is not that active. You know, here's the problem. A lot of the pros, a lot of the dudes that were super duper active, like guys, monsters, all joined the Discord. So like the Discord is hopping every day with different trades. I mean, like Shady, Scoob, those guys are in there grinding every day. And it kind of runs like without me. I don't mean that. Like I jump in and give my opinion as well, but like it's really, really strong. And my problem is like, I'm just too old. Like I'm just a fucking dinosaur. Discord is so hard for me. But yeah, Potato's in there, Shady's in there, Zed's in there. I mean, like a bunch of really good people. RK, and they're posting stuff every day. So, you know. Yeah, I wish that worked, bro. I wish that worked. Yeah, I will say that like comparatively, it's way up. It's way up. So comparatively, the Telegram's doing better, but it's still not anywhere near what it should be. I mean, fucking, it's a joke. Anyway. So yeah, I think I have it in my Twitter profile. If you can't find it, let me know. I'll find it and list it. But yeah, if you're a sub, dude, you should get in. It's like the best. There are so many paid groups out there. This is what's hilarious. I don't know if you guys noticed. I tweeted out earlier today. Let's see if I can find it. Twitter. I retweeted this. Hysterically funny. Remember, people with follow accounts like this are almost always grifters. Real traders trade, influencer traders are nearly always RPG. And he was talking about this guy. This fucking guy, okay? 241,000 followers, and that guy is a scammer. He's a scumbag, okay? An absolute scamming scumbag. So you got a scamming scumbag who's got 241,000 followers. That literally was a paid shill. And probably has a paid group that people pay $50 a month to get access to his scam jobs. But the stuff like mine, the stuff that's free, the stuff that people just give out, no one wants. No one wants it. It's hysterical. It's very funny. Paul said something earlier, because Paul's been in the Telegram for like, I don't know, years. And he was like, I've never seen anyone call tops and bottoms with regularity like this, ever. I don't understand why people don't show up. It's because I don't charge money, dude. If I charge money, I bet I'd have 100, not 100 times, but at least 10 times the amount of active people. Whatever, dude. I don't need the money. I appreciate it because I spend money on like software and stuff. It helps me pay for my streaming, but that's about it. Anyway, we nailed the top again, as we always do, on the same signal. I've been teaching for 2 years. And again, I don't think this is necessarily the top. Like it can't go higher, but like I did that whole like joking, mocking, like, I don't know, bro, I think I'm going to hedge here. Like if you just say that shit, tweet it, and then you're right, people like flock to you like crazy without any methodology. My problem is I talk about methodology, right? So I did that when we were right up here where it's like, yeah, dude, you should definitely 100x long, like right into these resistance lines. You have a TRL, you have a channel top, you have this horizontal support and resistance. And guess what? We're struggling with it. And the thing is, it's happened over 3 weeks, and it just kind of sort of glides itself out of position, or out of a position of strength. And as I told you guys last time, just remember, the drift up is bad. This drift up is bad. It's bad every time. There's never a time where the melt up really happens. Like maybe in like the bull of bull when you have to chase some bullshit meme coin. Like it just melts up and you try to catch something before it goes absolutely apeshit. But this is less productive because it starts to, it increases your chances significantly of divergence happening because it's melting up for no reason. If it was just flagging downward, oh, fuck you, dude. There we go. If it were flagging downward, then what you typically see happens is this, okay? So this is like crazy alpha. If you see this flag downward, what happens is the momentum indicator, this MACD indicator, okay? So you have this move and it corresponds. And if it starts to flag down, you start to see this kind of roll over and work back towards zero. And that's what you want. The reason why a flagging motion is good is you maintain your price level roughly while burning off the near-term indicators. So like it's not as overbought. It's not as whatever. The RSI is not too high. The MACD is not too high, but you maintain area. And so it makes people get more interested in its next move, in like the technical next move. Because as I've told you guys before, this is commonly, this white line that I have on my MACD that no other MACD has, this white line of the zero line of the MACD is a lot of times the lower or the higher low on a trend. Because it just will bounce off of this. It will bounce off and bounce off and bounce off. And that just is like your higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And that's typically how this thing will work. It's how trends happen. But when you get this melt up, people are spending, people are exerting buy pressure into something for no reason. It doesn't have enough to get through the amount of resistance that's sitting overhead. This resistance sitting overhead here is not nothing. Okay. Like I pulled up the VPVR last stream and showed you like there is supply overhead. Okay. You don't just blast through it, particularly when we've had the last 2 years that we've had. I mean, it's been horrible. So like, you just don't blast through this, just like we didn't blast through this. There goes 1, 2, third attempt to get through. And I firmly believe that's what we're going to see, which is fine by me. Like, let's get 3 moves, 3 runs at it. and come down here for this gold plated buy, this retest from this side. This buy here at like just over 30, when I promise you, hopefully some of you are watching on Twitter because I actually set up Twitter to stream again. I promise you, right? I'll look into the fucking camera. I promise you, when it gets down to right here, when it gets down to this circle, you're going to look on Twitter and you're going to see people who are like, the fucking end, man. It's over. There's no way this is happening. I'll see you guys at 7. The bids have been set at 17K, and it's fucking ridiculous. It's people who have no idea what they're doing. You'll see like oversold readings on momentum charts. It's right into previous resistance that's turned support. It's a gold-plated buy. And you'll see people calling for the end of the world. You'll see like In Silico come out and be like, I told you, I set my bids at 7K. And Flood will come out and say something fucking stupid. Like, it's when that stuff happens. But no one had a second thought about like, let's just buy right into this resistance. Let's leverage long right into this. Just absolutely ridiculous. This is the easiest bear divergence on a daily time frame. And I got news for you guys. This usually doesn't reset instantly. Look how far this is. Remember the target on this, which I've taught a million times, is the 50 segment moving average for whatever time frame you're using this on. If it's daily, it's the 50-day moving average. If it's hourly, it's the 50-hour moving average. That's the target on this type of a divergence. So what's going to happen is it's going to come down here. People are going to fill their bids. It's going to work. It's going to come back up and it's going to reject somewhere in here and then come back down, and you'll see what happens. This will kind of roll over and start moving sideways. As price moves sideways, you'll get your right shoulder. Doesn't fucking work when I try to draw letters. You'll get your right shoulder, it'll come down here, and then it'll be decision time. But there will be a false right shoulder, which will be your last chance to get out. And then we'll see where this is at that time. And hopefully it just comes down, tags it, and we get a nice little like SFP into the area that we buy, and then we challenge for new highs. Because remember, there is nothing in this area. There's nothing in this area right now that is not positive. Like people... There is nothing in this area that is not positive. This has been resistance since May of 22. And we got past it. And we want to prove it as support. It's not really proven until it's tested again, right? We think it's going to be support. It almost always is, particularly when I draw it. Notice here. But you want to see it tested from the top side as well. Patience will be rewarded. That's right. E knows what's up. So don't feel like you have to go shoot the moon on this. Like you don't. And by the way, if you notice, look at that shit. Okay. Here's the channel off the bottom. Line here to line here. Clone it to the top. Where did we tick to, guys? Where did we tick to? The exact spot at 38. It's pretty funny. It's almost like there are trading bots that are willing to extend the amount of a trading range on a trend, and then they sell. Oh, wait. That's exactly how that works. Anyway. Yeah, so I think that you'll see this come down. It'll form a right shoulder. You'll see the head and shoulders top bear doomers coming out. It'll be fun. And then hopefully we get down into this like 32, 33. And it depends on how long it takes. Like it could be into the green. It could be a little bit higher. And we see what happens. Hey, guess what else happened? Oh, we started underperforming versus the S&P. Whenever we underperform versus the S&P, it's not good for us. We had a gap down versus the SPX today. Like a fairly significant gap down versus the SPX today. So when you have that significant a gap down of the SPX of an area that we knew to be significant, what do you expect to have happen? Well, the same shit that happened here. Look at this. We talked about this in April of this year about how, like, I don't know, it could take a while. Once, twice, third time break. So yeah, we might just blow right through this. And they're like, I'm going to go back and put a caveat on what I just said, because like, obviously if the Bitcoin ETF is approved in the next 3 days, it's going to destroy the chart and what I'm telling you. Is it something that you should YOLO long on? Probably not. I would probably not YOLO long on the approval, because that's just a volatility play. Like the market makers clean up on high volatility plays. You get rinsed on both sides. That's why, like, whenever there's a Fed meeting, it's always like, just wait a day. Like there's going to be crazy shit. FOMO is going to hit hard, or like you're going to be like, oh my God, my stops or something. And like, just give it a day because the market hasn't even decided what it's going to do yet. Let's talk about the S&P and how awesome it is. Oh my God. Look at this shit, dude. Speaking of which, I forgot to put up this. Yeah. S&P looking great. It's going to finish the year strong. Somebody pointed out earlier today that, oh my God. Well, all right. Somebody pointed out earlier today that November is typically pretty bad, for crypto, which is not untrue. So we'll see, but this is strong. This is very strong. If you look at the weekly chart, it's pretty strong. Now it probably will reject. I don't know. Ordinarily, that 45.65, I'd say, would be the rejection point, but I already tagged it once, so I don't think that's going to be as big of a deal. So I'm going to delete that off my chart. And yeah, I think you'll see that tagged pretty soon. Oh, fuck off, dude. Just every time with this fucking shit. All right. You're going to see the 46.34 tagged and then probably make a run for all-time highs in relatively short order. QQQ, which on my last stream I said was the most bullish chart in all of macro crypto. Hey, look what happened. We had a weekly cup with handle and what broke out? It broke out. You had your cup, falling wedge, break it to the high side, trend, form a handle, cup with handle. What you guys really don't get about this pattern is a weekly cup with handle actually breaking out is like, let me tell you, if this actually gets to new highs, I'll tell you my expectation for where it goes. All right, you ready? That's my expectation for where it goes. My expectation for where it goes. If it breaks out. Now, is that a straight line? Fuck no, guys. Come on. Nothing's a straight line. It's not a straight line in crypto, but it would be a see if I can do this. It would be a breakout through, come down, retest it, higher high, higher low, and you start trending and move higher. If the QQQ truly has a weekly cup with handle breakout, it will melt faces. Bitcoin and Ethereum and risk assets will have an unbelievable time. And I think, like, I saw Messi tweet the other day. He's like, yeah, I think 2025 will have a nice bull run. If QQQ breaks out in this manner, it's going to be a lot earlier than that. Because people that go from like risk assets in the stock market, they will eventually, they'll feel like gods when their portfolios are 50%. They're like, yeah, I'll dabble in crypto. And then we have a whole new set of people. I was talking with a buddy this morning about Ethereum, and I was like, I just don't like how Bitcoin looks right now. He's like, yeah, but Ethereum actually looks pretty good. And I said, that's true. However, it's very easy to make the case this is a double top on a high enough time frame. Weekly, monthly, it doesn't really matter. Like that, it's literally, you're just getting people selling into this right here. So I need to see Ethereum get off its ass. It does not look ideal. The good news is it came down here and actually like woke up a little bit off the bottom, which is awesome. So we got that like ETF rumor here, whoa, rip up, and then I was coming down. But if I'm honest, and if I trust the box that I had in here before, this looks like a flip down to me. It looks like a flip down to me. Sorry, not sorry. It looks like a flip down. So let's see what happens. Let's see if there's power to rip through here and maintain this as support. We have it right now. Here's the lower low. Lower low or lower high. No lower low. Higher high. Is this the higher low? Can we make a new higher high? And you go, Jared, yeah, everybody knows how a trend works. No, you fucking don't, because I see you guys post your charts. They're horrendous, and you're buying into horrible spots. You want to see a higher high. here. Bitpanda, I like when you tell it how it is. Thank you. You get a new high. Can it form another high or low? If not, not. Yeah, you know what? Life's too short. I've told you guys about my dad. You know, my dad has cancer. We just got an update. Cancer not good. And he seems to be making peace with it. I'm not. I'm pretty angry. And I feel like that's just reflecting on my personality now. But I just not got time, man. Life's way too short for this kind of shit. So are we going to make a higher high? Are we going to make a higher low? That's a trend reversal flow into Ethereum. But just like if you watch my last stream, and if you didn't, you should. If you watch my last stream, we talked about how a lot of people are trying, like people were tweeting about the ETH BTC rotation. I'm like, you got to catch it now. Here it is. Hot bitch. Look at my low tick. Like, you don't need to be that. You don't want to be the first mouse. You want to be the second mouse. You want to see somebody else put their bids in here when it could have just fallen off the table and gone down to nothing. You want to see this up, down, and then you buy the break of the previous higher high. It's called an ABC long, guys. It's literally trading 101. So, like, just watch for that shit to happen. If it happens, then it's like, if we're actually talking about low ticking the actual reversal of ETH PTC, then the target is not the diagonal. It's here, right? It's here. So if that's the target, yeah, thanks, Sunday. I appreciate that, man. If the target's here, do you really care if you longed here instead of, like, you know, here? Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, Coinshark. Yeah. We literally got, like, the greatest news ever. That his cancer was gone, like, everywhere in his body in June. And it was like, he's responding to treatment. This is amazing. We're like, all right, fuck yeah, dude. Like, it actually worked. The immunotherapy worked, blah, blah, blah. And it was. And then he was having, like, headaches really bizarrely. And they went in and, yeah, it spread to his brain. And there's a 3% chance of his type of cancer spreading to your brain. And I'm like, this fucking guy, it's just unbelievable. Like, he cannot catch a break. He cannot catch a break. But, you know, how it goes. Anyway, to my point, if you long here or if you long the retest here, if the target is is 0.08, do you really give a shit? You don't. And then you're not the guy who, like, jumped off the train to get to like race into a red light, I guess. Like, you're jumping off one thing to try to grab another, and there was nothing to be done. You gave up your position, you were chasing. Now you don't have a good entry, but you're FOMOing back into the thing that you missed. So, you know, just wait to see the actual proving of this reversal. You don't need to rush. Speaking of don't need to rush, like, I guess I should have known. I mean, they almost hit my target. I said my target was 1685. What did they get to? 1662. I mean, it was pretty close. It was pretty close. I'm surprised that we didn't see more, like, a punch higher here with how Solana was doing. But we're going to go to Solana next after this. And you can see just, like, a very clear change in what Link is doing versus what Solana is doing, right? Like, those are not the same charts. And, like, Solana is more productive. Now, I do look to my left here and I see 6 hours ago, FTX transferred 250,000 Solana to Kraken. So, like, you know, that's not great. But there's been a lot of buyers and there's been a lot more many more transactions than that. So I think that's absorbable. And if so, like, again, I mean, Moon Mission's back on. I am thoroughly impressed with what has happened today on Solana and how it kind of rallied off this sell-off. But let me tell you what I don't love. What does this look like to you guys? Okay. It is a bear flag. That's a bear flag. So just keeping it real. That is a bear flag. But a bear flag failure, meaning a breakout to the high side, is almost as powerful as a bull flag breakout. So just be careful right now. Be careful right now on this price action on the 4 hour. Okay. So it's on the 4 hour chart. You're seeing it. You go even lower than that. You'll see it more. But this little rising 4 hour is, or single hour, 4 hour, not great. Like that's a by the book bear flag. Flashbanger asked about Solith. I'll pull it up. And I think it might have been you, I don't know, that mentioned it earlier. And like it is it's a valid thing to look at, right? But this is where like playing the game of relative strength between two cryptos can be misleading. It is certainly no one is debating that Solana has had better relative strength than Ethereum since June, right here. Like no one's debating that. The problem with this flashbang is we could come all the way down to right here and still have it be like a trend reversal for Solana. And all that would need for even for it to move higher, like fuck that, fuck a retracement. Even for it to move higher, it can just decrease in price at a slower rate than Ethereum, and this goes up. So I always like to point this out. If you're looking at Sol BTC, Sol ETH, whatever, just because it's has relative strength versus a major doesn't mean that the price won't go down. It probably will. So yes, it is saying that. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is a weekly fucking chart. You look at this and you say very clearly Solana is leading Ethereum, like to a tremendous degree. Now, the Ethereans are getting pretty crotchety about this. I think they're going to have a run here at some point. But the ETH-BTC looks like shit, so I don't know what their catalyst is going to be for this. Just be careful. Yeah. I just don't see something that says, like, anything other than there's relative strength, and when the markets get better, it will be the one you want to flow into first, unless that's the trend change, right? If that's trend change on a daily, then that's trend change on a daily. Like, I would watch this through any turbulence we have to see if this trend line breaks, right? Like if it can hold this trend line even through turmoil and it holds this area and maintains its higher highs and higher lows, then whenever the market does get better, you pile back into Solana and Solana's going to be your leader. Pretty much as simple as that. If you see this start to break down, that's not quite as much of a guarantee. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. It's kind of the same thing with Linketh here. I saw Chainlink God posted something about Link earlier, and people were really excited about it. I didn't listen to it yet. I need to. But apparently he made some super salient point about what Link can be in the future, and people were pumped about it. I just find it hard to believe that like this move off the mat is the end of the move for Link. In this area, the 0.05, 005885 would be a good spot. Anywhere close, like this close, when you see a reversal anywhere in this area, the 50% retrace on this move, anywhere in that area, that's a buy. When you look at strength, it's the same thing with Solana too, by the way. I mean, just to be a little bit more official about it. Anywhere in those areas, either 48, 44, all of these are all buy areas, right? It would have to slice through it for me to become like bearish on this stuff. But the only time, like you guys know that I shit on Fibonacci's all the time because Fibonacci for the most part, pretty stupid. Fibonacci's almost always are stupid. People are like, oh my God, I hit the 196.65. Oh, I hit the 484%. Like, yeah, dude, if you put a line at every increment of percent, then it's going to hit. Like, I totally get it. But Fibonacci, for the most part, I think are dumb. It just gives you an idea about where higher lows will occur. The one time that they're worth using is in a very strong momentum ticker, right? Because, like, I mean, I talked about it in the chat. If we actually see these, like, I put new alerts on. This is like, hey, motherfucker, it's time. Buy. If we see anywhere near 48 or 44, you want to get in. But we all know that. And so the odds of it actually giving it to us, if it is as strong as we think it is pretty slim. So how do you do it? Well, you take a lower time frame, you use Fibonacci, and you go, what's a 50% retrace off the recent move? I'll get in at the higher low, give myself some sense of risk management, and at least it gets me into the position so I'm not FOMOing a breakout and doing some stupid stuff. If that makes sense, great. I hope you understood what I just meant there. But like the Fibonacci 50% to 61.8 is best used to find an entry on momentum that is starting to run away. Yeah, I mean, it works on high time frames. So, like, that's not actionable is my problem. Just like a lot of people have given me shit over the years. Like, you draw these lines, man, they're abstract. You didn't tell me when to get short. You didn't, yeah, I did. But like, the point is, when I draw a big fucking red box, you need to look for reactions. When I draw an enormous green box, you need to look for reactions. When you see the reaction, when you see, like, think of it, like I said, like a hot stove. When it gets in that area and all of a sudden shoots back up, that's someone who's like layering in bids, who's actually buying at that point. So it, like, you should think of all tools in technical analysis as just like clues for areas to then pay attention for reactions, because you can draw a Fibonacci on your chart and like just click in and out and be like, oh, that's why I did it. It was the 78.2 or whatever. And like, then it makes sense. But you're like giving the reason after it's happened. So it's more about like focusing on key areas and then drilling down once they're in those key areas. And I can't tell you that. So a Fibonacci on high time frames makes sense because look, I'll give it to you right now. I guarantee you. Watch. Look. From bottom to top of the move, where did it go? 50%. And people will look at this and go, holy fuck, dude, Fibonacci. That's it. You got to do the Fibonacci. Look how you would have nailed the bottom there. A 50% retrace on a move is a higher low, man. Like, that's just like, that's how channels are formed. That's how, And you go, well, it worked really well there. Did it work the next time too? Nope. Slice right through that motherfucker. But believe me, Fibonacci's are real. I've said this a million times, and I would be willing to do this bet. I would challenge anyone on Twitter, any role-playing game Twitter trader, to pick one indicator. You can pick one thing. I'll pick my one thing. My one thing is going to be horizontal support and resistance. I will do a $25,000 challenge. I guarantee you I outtrade you. One indicator. Horizontal support and resistance. That's all you get to see. That's all you need. It's that powerful. Everything else is a distraction. And really, like, I feel bad because at least 150 times. People have started to learn how to trade and they've gotten into my room. And they send me these charts of like, hey, I was watching this guy. He, uses harmonics. And I'm like, fuck. You didn't know how to trade 2 days ago. You're looking at harmonics? That's like being like, you know what? My baby learned how to walk last week. I just entered her into the Chicago Marathon. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Learn what you're doing first. Right? Anyway. So yeah, Solana, this area, the 48 to 44, really like it. Anywhere in here is a gold-plated buy. A gold-plated buy. You knew it was almost over. You knew the move was almost over when this happened. Like you see Adam wicking to like fucking $11. All right, that's the end of the move. Adam caps the move almost every time. Like, it's unbelievable. Have you ever seen the movie? Yeah, every time, Dan. Have you ever seen the movie The Cooler? My daughter's staring at me underneath my my office. My office doors is double door, and I put like, I don't know what the fuck you call it. Like, they frosted the windows all the way down, but the bottom is open, so I don't ever like open my door and blast my kids. So she likes to come and just like tap on the window and be like, like it's pretty funny. Anyway, if you've ever seen the movie The Cooler with William H. Macy, William H. Macy essentially is like a super unlucky guy, and a casino hires him, and they just like put him in a back room and have him like rip heaters until somebody is having a great day at the casino, and they just send him out there to be like, hey man, mind if I sit in at your blackjack table? Or you're getting craps, and like he just instantly sucks all the juice out of everybody. It's literally a movie called The Cooler with William H. Macy. It's not good, but it was popular in its time. The crypto equivalent of the William H. Macy is fucking Cosmos, dude. Whenever Cosmos is like, yeet, here we go, let's YOLO this long, done. Move to cash. Move to cash. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable, the consistency that when like things get out of hand in Cosmos, top signal, get out. It's real bad. Bad out here. All right. I was going to try to keep it shorter. We're at 36 minutes right now. If you guys got stuff you want to see, yeah, the Atom Tops for real. If you guys got stuff you want to see, shout it out. I don't really want to go into low cap shitcoins, so don't give me those. But if you have stuff that's like, you know, decent, I'll take a look at it. BNB did the standard run. FXS. Doge is really quiet. Matic announced another partnership. Okay, let's see if they did anything. It's not bad. That's not bad. It's a decent move. I'm going to pull up Matic ETH in a second to see what it did relatively, but who was talking about that? Was that? Oh, it was Sunday. Okay. I don't know. I mean, anytime you break out of just downtrend, it's good. But this is like a lot of overhead here. People bought here thinking it was going higher. It wasn't. People bought here. It fell off the cliff. So there's a lot to overcome. But once it overcomes $1.50, I think you'll see new highs. Let's look at Matic ETH. Yeah. So it's right where it should be right now. It's stopping right where we should be. USO traditional market, sure. Because here's the thing, guys. I will chart anything you give me. Do not ask me about the FA. I've said that a million times. You can ask me anything you want. I will chart it for you. However, I cannot comment on the FA. I can comment on the chart. The chart will be perfect. Whether or not, you know, the thing you're introducing will be something that the market at large gives a shit about, cannot tell you. Yeah, so you've talked about the Adam and Eve before, man. Like, I know vaguely what it is. It's not something I typically trade, but like this area here is going to be resistance. These four weeks, this month right here is going to be resistance. So they're going to have to deal with that. If the partnership got them to it, it's not going to get them through it. So, you know, but past this area, I would feel pretty good about here. If you get past this little area, you would see 6046. Yeah, it was a month of moving sideways where people were like, let's step in, we can buy, and then it fell apart. So like that's supply now. Those people, as soon as they get back to break even, are going to sell. So, you know, it might though. It doesn't mean that's wrong. It just means that just like when I make the comments about like, you just don't, this isn't a hot knife through butter. Like you gotta, it's gonna hopefully flag. If you flag against resistance, it's great. Like you just want here, flag against resistance, and then you get the rip through. Like that's unbelievably bullish. I would buy that. You know what I mean? But if it just gets up here and fucks around, and, you know, SFPs both ways, like, yeah, not as good. All All right, we'll go to the traditional market for the first time in a long time. You guys don't ever ask me that. This is where I got my cut my bones, man. Where I cut my teeth. Oof, tell you what. The Tesla that's being delivered to my house on Friday makes me feel good about this. Man. I got next. Kids, man, I gotta have at least the size of, a mid-size sedan. Yeah, the Falcon Wings are nasty. I'm pretty pumped about it. All right, so here's what I like looking at this. By the way, like I don't use the Wix in crypto. You do use the Wix in everything else. Okay, so like the only time that I like when I when I trade stocks, this is what I look at. I have a completely different setup, and it's this. I pretty much only want to see where closes are, and I'm charting off of the entire structure. I've never really talked about that because you guys don't ask me about standard market stuff, but you don't do that in anything but crypto, because crypto is so wildly emotional. It's so crazy. The wicks are so crazy. You just can't. That's one clown YOLOing a market buy that screws up the chart. And that's just not good enough. You can't do that with the United States Oil Fund, with the USO, right? So this hit resistance where it should, which was right here. Came back down. You got a little breakout, rolling over. So if you're thinking about longing oil, this is a pretty easy long right here. It would look like this. And then that'd probably be your target there. So yeah, a take of the recent highs should get you over this high as well. This is like a pop out, and then, you could see a nice little run on oil. That was cool. Yeah, if you guys want me to look at all sorts of shit, I don't mind. Like, just let me know. Yes, that's an ABC long. It was pretty solid, pretty good. Dan wasn't here, so I'll do this again. But what I said earlier, Dan, was, I'm going to go to SPX because SPX is what most people are going to, or SPY, doesn't matter. I think SPX is what I chart on. Yeah. Like, this is a weekly cup with handle that's breaking out. And that's where I just said a little bit ago that, like, my target for this is, that was this, but the SPX is doing that too. Not as nicely. TA total 3. Yeah, I'll try. Avgo. Dude. Sunday, I should crack out one of my old trading journals. Fucking Avgo, dude. I owned just an obscene amount of Avgo on this breakout. I bought the breakout in 2013 at $40. I bought it at $40. Oh my God. Yeah, 2013, I bought a shitload of it, and then I just got bored and I sold it for no reason. Like I have a couple stories like that. I did that with Nvidia too. I bought Nvidia at $32. Yeah, I bought Nvidia at $32. I sold it at $64. And I thought I was the greatest person alive. Okay? The greatest. Look at this. Yeah, I think I was here. I think I bought down here. So 32. Bought one of these. I don't remember. And it got to 64. Look where I sold. I sold it right here. And it came down and I was like, sweet, fucking killed it. Went back down to 45. And then it was never, ever challenged again. Like, not even close. I literally could have been like a no heat hold to $500. I own so much Avgo, though. I didn't know anything about it. I just like the chart. I was like, look at this breakout. Amazing. Yeah. All right. Total 3. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh. Man, this would have been a lot easier to catch. Here, look. Again, crypto's stupid. You got to go to the line chart. Look at that. Look how good that is. Algod? Algo? I don't know. Oh. No, he posts crypto 30, which is like the top 30 highest market cap. That's not the same thing. Yeah, you know what? It might be. So I'm thinking about the implications of this chart, right? It's the total crypto market cap excluding the two biggest, right? And I think how did you just say this? TA total 3, like do the concepts apply? Also, like seeing how to chart new coins like TIA. Okay, so TIA, I don't think I can pull up, and I don't want to open up new shit real quick, but like you just have to find and stables. Okay. You have to find, oh, that's what that last one is. Okay. You have to find similar projects. And I don't know what it is for TIA. And you have to, like, the only way that you can even create a methodology for trading that or buying pullbacks or whatever it is off of market cap. You got to find something similar to it. You got to look at what their growth was like and how it was based. And, like, it's harder. It's way harder. I would just look for exhaustion signals. So, like, I don't even know like the best way to even like put that on a chart, but like Stargate when it initially released. Where are you at, motherfucker? Come on. Okay. So yeah, no, I get it. The crypto 3 is not bad. I might actually add that into the things that I talk about. But like looking for like exhaustion signals, right? Like huge wicks, you see big wicks, you see big moves. Think of it like whatever time frame you're looking at. Look at the average trading range of like the segment. Okay, so here you can see this is like pretty controlled, and you start to see much bigger moves. You start to see wicks with smaller bodies. It's just more emotional. Like that's an exhaustion signal. Okay. So like you see these wicks at the top where you're like, yeah, you know, it looks like somebody was just like trying to get out. It looks like somebody was screwing around. This got emotional and then it reversed, even though it looked like it should have been the volume that should have sent it. It didn't. So you have to look at it that way and create a market cap target. Otherwise, there's really no way to do it. It's like just hold on to your butts. You know what I mean? That's the only way I could really say it. Fat. Oh, yeah, sorry. I know you said that. I just missed it. This is my last one, unless you guys give me one that is... There's some USDT charts for TIA, but yeah, curious if you're using dailies or 4-hour or what. It's almost like, depending on how long it is, how long it's been around, you can start to adjust up. Right. So first it's like half hour, then it's hour, then it's 4 hour. Then you're like, all right, this is actually starting to look like you can establish an actual supply and demand range on a time frame where it's not just like a single bar. Then you can adjust to that. But yeah, unfortunately, it's a lot more work to manage new positions like that. Well, I'll say this, okay? I like this. This is strong. That's a good area, right? Agreed. This is a nice area for them. Like, it was just time of accumulation, like super nice. And they were able to do it again here and like turn price back up again. So like this to me is fuck off, dude. Really? Just oh my god, kill myself. There we go. Like similar, right? So that would be like two areas of accumulation that they've held off. And that's good. So this is a low, higher high, higher low. You want to see a higher high. So if you are balls deep on the FET ecosystem, I would just be like, step one, get over that area and then try to form another support area on top of it. And you're pretty much off to the races at that point. It would probably, it would get close to highs if it can do that. So a little bit harder to do. I think the best thing you can do for shit like this is look on high time frames, take the wicks out of it. Because like look how emotional this is. Look, like go to a line chart. They defended here well. They accumulated. It ripped. They accumulated higher. For the people who are like, oh shit, dude, Fibonacci's work. Yeah, there you go. There it is again. No, it's just a standard higher low in a trend. It's very fucking easy. And this is kind of like a cup with handle. Like this high area is a cup with handle. So I don't know if they have any events or any things that are happening at the moment that would make sense for there to be a huge rip. But it's actually more like a saucer, not a cup, which, believe it or not, people do make distinction of, so don't at me. But it gets through that area, and then you're pretty much going to have one last challenge at the highs, and should be good. Yeah. It's a good one. It's not bad. It actually looks better than I expected it to be. But the one that everybody's fucking all about right now. Look at this shit. Fucking $12. My buddy was shilling it to me at fucking $12. Like down here. Didn't need that money anyway. Builds character. Anyway, this is good, guys. I gotta go. I was like, I'm not gonna stream as long. Still stream for a fucking hour. I apologize. It took me a little bit longer. Got some stuff going on. Next week's gonna be tough. It's holiday week. So I don't think I'll be streaming next week. However, if crazy stuff happens, I will post it just like I did today, like in the Telegram. I'll drop stuff in. My dad's coming up, so I gotta, we're gonna make it a good one. But I'll post it. Like I'm gonna be trading and do as much as I can too. So appreciate you guys as always. We'll get out of here. Hit the countdown. Did it work? It did work. All right. Still the best outro. I don't have the most followers. I don't have the biggest stream. I do have the best vibes, though. I do have the best vibes. It's just good tunes. Timeless outro. It's just like every time. Makes me want a low cap. Every time that I hear this outro, I'm like, somebody shill me like a 250K market cap. Those Solana outros. Ugh. That could age really well or really poorly, Dan. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate it next Thursday. And I will see you in the chat. Join the Discord. It's really good. All right. I'll see you guys.